What's up, y'all? It's KingBritneyChanel. You already know. So, honey, it looks like our girl Wendy is rediscovering her love life. She says she is reclaiming her life, and it's looking like Kevin Hunter may be a thing of the past, darling. Before I get into the commentary, definitely make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope y'all enjoyed the video.
I already know it's your girl Brittany Chanel.
Right, honeys? It seemed like it was just yesterday when Wendy was telling us she was, divorcing and giving old boy the boot. But, honey, Wendy is trending today for her love life and her saying basically that she doesn't have a boyfriend, but she's rediscovering her love of men amid divorce from Kevin Hunter. And this is by US Weekly. And basically this was written by Jessica Bolanos or Vaco Bolanos, and this is in their love live section, honey. Wendy is getting her life. I like it. I like the fact that, she's not allowing this to get her down. This is not, her life is not over. It's just beginning. I like when people look at the positive after being in a negative situation with somebody, because you can learn something from every relationship that you've been in life, like whether it be positive or negative. Like it's always a learning lesson. Like if you with somebody that's the wrong person, they don't even have to be a bad person. It just could have been like, okay, me and that person is not compatible. Or if they were a bad person, you like, okay, this is what I definitely do not want in a relationship. Okay, I will never allow myself to be in this particular predicament again, or in this particular situation. And in my next healthy relationship, I'm not going to allow this, and this. And these are red flags that this, and this could be happening. So you could definitely learn a lot from relationships. So basically what they're saying is, not so fast. Wendy Williams clarifies speculation that she has a new man in her life amid her split from estranged husband Kevin Hunter, and opened up about her life post-breakup during the Tuesday, May 14th episode on the Wendy Williams show, which is, just aired, okay? So basically it says, Wendy addressed photos of her with a handsome man that surfaced from a New York City event on Saturday. I think because what happened with Kevin Hunter was just so crazy. And we just was like, no way. Like her fans and people that watch her, the Wendy watchers, we just was like, no way, that we just really wanted Wendy to glow and, live her best life. Like from what I've been seeing, they've been showing Wendy, picking out her little bachelorette pad, excuse me. And, she was getting her little light fixtures and stuff. I said, look at Wendy. Wendy was glowing, twirling, taking her little pictures. Did y'all see her in that dress, honey, that leopard get up? And she had, she was on the wall, honey. Wendy was getting it. Now, basically, this is what she said. Now, she is keeping it classy as well. She said, y'all know it was a picture of a man that surfaced from a New York City event on Saturday, May the 11th, revealing that he's just a member of her show's security team. And she basically said, you don't just throw away 25 years lock, stock, and barrel, she said. So, I mean, that's true. Like, you shouldn't, if you a healthy person that's be getting into relationships, you don't jump out of a relationship that was that long and then jump right into another relationship. Now, dating or getting to know somebody, I feel like absolutely fine. But you trying to define another relationship right after, I think you should take some time to heal and definitely realize maybe what you want, who you are, and what is it that you want out of life at this point in time. So I mean, she is telling the truth with that. Now, as I'm going on, it says, this is a quote from Wendy. She says, I'm really reclaiming my life, Williams said at one point, and explained that she isn't ready to throw in the towel when it comes to loving again. And I'm so excited, y'all, that she has that perspective, because a lot of people, and I be seeing a lot of people, honey, whether it be man, woman, they get hurt in a relationship and they just cancel all relationships. And the problem with that is, a lot of people, when they're getting into these relationships, They ain't never asked the Most High for no clarification on if this person was the person they should have been with. Because if you asked him, he's so gracious. He gives us, free will. And he really doesn't like to intrude in our business unless we give him the say so. So if you say like, God, if this person is not for me, please remove them. If they're going to be a hindrance to my life, or they got the potential to be poor, or they ain't going to be a Boaz, just remove them out of my life. Because, or, if you a guy, don't just be, into women because how they look, man or woman, whatever, it is. Don't just be attracted to that. You have to just ask the Creator, I would say, Lord, is this person for me? Because when you don't ask that, a lot of time we get into relationships and it be like a permissive will, to where he allowed it to happen, but ultimately he knew, because he's the author and the finisher, he knew you wasn't gonna really be in that relationship with that person. Like some people be in your life, honey, for a season, and that's why you gotta make sure you ask these questions, because you don't want to end up deterring or hindering your life when you're supposed to be with your right person, and you end up with this person that don't bring you nothing but strife. Now, she basically, but she's saying that she's not throwing in the towel when it comes to love, which I love it, because at least she didn't allow this situation to make her bitter. Because that's one thing that I noticed that happens when I'm looking at these relationship vlogs that people put up on YouTube, and you look at the little gurus and people, and they be all up under the comments like they either hate men or they hate women, or whatever it is they into. When people are hurt by relationships, they kind of shut down sometimes. So I'm glad she ain't into all of that. Like, she's not doing all of that. So she also went on to say, I am working on my divorce pleasantly. I love that. Like, this positivity, y'all, is making me feel so good, because I love when people handle their situations with optimism, because you don't have to make everything a negative situation. Even when when life give you lemons, make lemonade. So she like, I'm handling this pleasantly, because a lot of people, they just was negative about this whole situation. Like, oh, Wendy gonna have a tough time going through her divorce, and he gonna try to do this, that, and the third. Wendy said, honey, I got enough money to pay him off, honey, and still have money for myself. You hear me? So I was feeling Wendy when she said that. She also went on and she says, I am a single woman running around New York. Honey, ain't that the truth? Look at Wendy. And then she added, she said, I go out a lot because I'm a good time girl. I've got to tell you something right now. As a mature, almost single woman, I like to have fun. I'm right now a young and pretty New York City girl. I don't have a boyfriend, but I must admit I'm rediscovering my love of men. I date pretty often. It's nothing like almost being out of a relationship and closing that chapter. Not to say that you don't love that person, but sometimes you and that person, like, you kind of, sometimes if you with the wrong person, you could lose yourself, and you're rediscovering who you are as far as your dating life, what you used to like to do before you got in a relationship. Even though it's fun being in a relationship, but it's fun when you single also, and you like, okay, I get to do me now. So I mean, I get it, Wendy like, listen, I'm running through these streets as a young and pretty New York City girl, honey. Wendy says she young and fabulous. And then she also went on to say, I don't have a boyfriend, but I must admit I'm rediscovering my love of men. I do date. I date pretty often. So Wendy said, honey, listen, this little situation, I ain't about to cry over no spilled milk. It's over. I'm closing this chapter in my life. And I like that she says she's almost single, because it's her respecting, her situation. She closing that chapter in her life respectfully, because that's another thing that people don't oftentimes do. When they try to go off with somebody else, they don't close the last chapter or the book that they was reading last. You got to totally close that chapter and be done with that, so that you can have a healthy and positive relationship with somebody else, or even in your own life for your own closure. So you're not just going back to try to read that and putting a bookmark in that. You just need to just let it go. So I like that she said that. And then she says, as for moving out of her and Hunter's New Jersey home, Williams says she's moved into, honey, the ultimate bachelorette pad, high atop everything. Honey, she like, my house is lit. You know, I'm going out with my girls now. When I'm feeling it. This is giving me Sex in the City vibes. Carrie Bradshaw, darling. Okay, but anyway. Williams filed for divorce from Hunter last month after following reports that the TV producer had been having a more than a decade-long affair with, y'all know, Sharina Hudson, and that he is the father of Hudson's daughter, or that's what they presume, and you know, that's the allegations, that he was having an affair that was more than a decade long with Sharina Hudson. So y'all know the Daily Mail was on his behind. They was on Wendy behind too. And you know, she had that baby in March. And it also went on to say that Williams and Hunter, they share their son, who's 19, Kevin Hunter Jr., who is currently in town visiting his parents from college. She said on Tuesday, if you are wondering why I'm hanging out so much, I guess, with him, he's home for college break, she shared. He sees me, he sees his dad. So I'm hoping that Wendy just lived her best fabulous life, you know, now that she's a almost single woman, and hopefully she finds somebody that is truly into her for her and not just what she has to offer as far as her being a daytime TV talk show host and celebrity personality and her having a large bankroll. I just hope that she finds somebody that is just into Wendy for Wendy. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, you know, women, we get into these relationships and clearly the person was giving us all the signs in the first place that they just was not that into us some type of way, or they just was the wrong match or whatever. And Wendy, I feel like she's now had so much life experience. She's gone through so much that now, hopefully moving forward, she could just take her time, you know, hopefully retire soon, you know, and just chill and live her best life. What are y'all's thoughts about Wendy saying she is reclaiming her life? And do y'all think that they are going to give Kevin this daggone child support? Because child support for what? The dude is off, the little boy off at college, and you talking about child support. Now, as far as that, I feel like if he's in college, I feel like the parents, both of them, should split the college bill. That's just me. You know, he was a TV producer, so he should be caked up, as well as Wendy. We know Wendy good. Wendy said she was good. So what are y'all thoughts about this? Leave your comments down below. If you have not joined Team Honey, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that notification bell. You know, it's a lot, so you get tongue twisted sometime. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all on the next one.